Hello, this is Marius and Alex from Trademate Sports, and we are bringing you another one of our podcasts.
Quiz question for this week is: which was the first team to reach the 1,000 goal mark in the EPL? I'll give you two options. So you've got Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester United. I got this one wrong, so it'll be interesting to see what you guys come up with.
All right, I guess I will make a guess at the end of the episode. So you will have some time to think, and then we'll also get my view on it.
But yeah, in terms of some of our picks or fearless predictions from last week, there's only really one that resulted, and I actually got my UFC bet wrong. It was actually quite a close fight. It was a split decision, which is basically as close as you can get in terms of winning or losing. So I would be wary if I do give you another UFC bet. Be careful, because it is a very unpredictable sport. So it's not the best to bet on, but I just saw a lot of value there, and I nearly got it. So
There was like a referee decision. That sort of like
no, they have judges.
Okay.
So it's like a judging decision. I actually didn't even watch the fight, but it was a split decision. So that is like literally the closest you can get in terms of a judge's decision. So it wasn't unanimous. It was like two judges versus one, basically.
Okay.
So yeah, it was close. But be wary on MMA bets. They are very risky because it's quite easy to knock someone out when you're a professional fighter and you're wearing gloves that are very small. So it can be very unpredictable at times. But yeah, general chat about the week's events, especially in the football world. I think it's pretty obvious what the biggest topic is at the moment. Mourinho in, Pochettino out at Tottenham. I guess maybe we should probably just start with in chronological order. So what did you think of Tottenham getting rid of Pochettino?
Well, I mean, we've been raving a bit about Pochettino on the first two episodes of this podcast, saying that he's the guy that Manchester United should bring in to replace Solskjaer. And now it might actually happen since he's looking for a new job. So it will be very exciting to see where he ends up. And I have a very difficult time with this decision that Tottenham made, because I think Pochettino is a fantastic coach and he's had a very bad season now. And obviously it looks like he lost the players. That's what's the news that's being leaked in the media. Players saying they were unhappy with having double training sessions, and he wouldn't they were afraid to look him in the eye and stuff like that, which I find pretty crazy at like professional sports. I mean, can you imagine if you came into the office and you didn't dare to look me in the eye? That'd be pretty bad spot to be in. So I guess when that happens, there's only one solution. But in this case, like, they should have gotten rid of the players, not the manager, because he's just pretty much as good as Tottenham will ever get. And I guess we'll talk a bit more about Mourinho next and what we think about that.
Yeah, it's a tough decision because on one hand I like it, on the other hand I don't, because I think he's an incredible manager and he's done some really good things. But some of the things that he's been saying, especially at the end of last season, saying that there's a chance that if they do win that he'll leave, I just don't think that's a very good thing to be saying. And if I was a player, I would be very concerned about him, being at the club long term if he's saying those kind of things. And also from the point of view of, a manager of the board who eventually did sack him. Like, I mean, I would hate that if my coach was saying that he was thinking of leaving to the press.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's ridiculous. So I don't really mind the decision because, like, I don't know, he didn't seem like he wanted to be there. He might have been wanting to be there, and it was just a stupid comment to make. But I really don't begrudge the fact that they did get rid of him. I think he's a brilliant coach and will be a great appointment for any club that picks him up. But I'm not going to argue with the decision. I think they were better placed to make the decision than anyone else. And in terms of what he said in the media, like, I don't go against what they've done. I can agree. Maybe going against getting rid of players was a better option, but no, I wasn't at all upset with I didn't think it was the worst decision.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get the part about him saying in the media that he would leave. I guess the reason behind it is that if you had won the Champions League, like, where else can you go?
Yeah.
So then it's like the Premier League next, and with Liverpool and City being so good, I guess he realised that that's going to be incredibly tough since they have such a low transfer budget at Tottenham after like the stadium investments and things that they made.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it. He felt that this is the shot to really bring home a title and win something.
It's going to be so interesting to see where he goes because he is going to have a lot of clubs. I think, like I would say, at least 3+ clubs are going to be looking for him to come in. Whoever he chooses is, I think, a very lucky club because he's a good coach.
Yeah, I think he's going to at least wait until like the summer, unless Solskjaer gets fired at United, and then just consider his options. Yeah, that would be so funny.
I'd take him. 100%. I'd take him.
And then comes back and destroys Tottenham. But yeah, so let's move on to Mourinho then. What do you think about that one?
It's very interesting. My first thoughts were, I'm worried because I think they'll do better this season because of Mourinho. His track record is that he does well for a couple of years, maybe 2 years, and then after that, his personality basically wears thin and the players get sick of him or whatever and they stop playing for him. If Tottenham just want a quick fix, someone's going to come in, get them back into the top 4 spots, then they've probably made the right appointment, I would say. There's probably better options. But yeah, in terms of long term, he can't. We've seen his track record. He's not someone that's good at rebuilding teams and then staying up there like a Guardiola and Klopp has done. He's pretty good at getting them there, but not staying there. And the question is also is he going to get the budget that he was given at Chelsea and Manchester United? So yeah, I'm a bit on the fence with it.
Yeah, some of the newspapers today said the transfer budget for January for Spurs is going to be £0. Yeah. So that's not the sort of budget that Mourinho is used to work with. We found a very cool facts on Twitter from a guy calling himself Price of Football. And what he said is that adjusted for inflation, Mourinho spent £1.5 billion on players at Chelsea and £562 million at Manchester United. So this is going to be a totally different challenge to what he's had to deal with for the last 10 years. He has not been budget constrained since his Porto days, where he did pull off pretty miraculous feat in winning the Champions League. I think he's going to struggle. I do expect him. I think he is going to get a short-term boost now, at least. Like Tottenham are going to get back on the winning track because I guess they just needed a change. But I really do not see this appointment working out in the long term because he doesn't have the budget that he's used to working with. His squad is inferior to what Liverpool and Manchester City have, and I think he's going to get fired within 2 years. So it will be interesting to see how it turns out. And it's also worth mentioning he doesn't really play attractive football either. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the Spurs fans think after he's been there for a year or two and they've been grinding out 1-0 wins and settling for draws and things like that against the other big teams.
I think it's actually just great to have him back though, isn't it? He just brings that element of entertainment back to the Premier. It's already obviously a very entertaining league already, but it's a lot fun with Mourinho around, and it's going to be a lot funner if he does poorly.
Yeah. Well, was it specialist in failure? Was that what he called Wenger?
Yeah, specialist in failure. So I'm happy he didn't come to Arsenal. But, that would have been interesting. But no, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yeah. So I think Mourinho is going to be the new specialist in failure. I think he's over the top.
You really don't like him, do you?
No, and I guess it has something to do with the personality he's been portraying in the media for the last couple of seasons. It's just so negative, everything. But if he changes that up, then maybe I'll warm up a bit more to him. But we'll see. It will be very interesting to follow him on Spurs.
Yeah. So this weekend, Premier League is back. I'd say the obvious game that is the game of the round is Man City versus Chelsea. What do you think, mate? Quick prediction?
I think Manchester City is going to win this one, and that there's going to be a lot of goals.
Yeah, I think a lot of goals is the safest bet. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird game because you've got Chelsea. They're like on top of the world basically at the moment. but this is like their first big test. And Man City, I mean, they're obviously an incredible team. They're under I don't know, would you say they're under pressure anymore?
I guess now the pressure should sort of lift a bit off them because now Liverpool have the 9-point leads. Now it's sort of like the title is there to lose. So I think they have less pressure now than if they had like won the game against Liverpool or played a draw, because then they really needed to catch up. But right now, like nobody actually expects them to catch up. So it should be a bit easier for them. And I mean, Chelsea have just been playing amazing football so far this season. It's been so many fun games because they both score a lot of goals and concede a lot of goals. So very entertaining to watch the young Frank Lampard side. Will be very interesting to see how they come up against this Manchester City side too.
Yeah, I think Chelsea are going to need to score first. I don't think if they score first, like it's going to be a really fun game, because I feel like Man City will get very stressed out. Like I mean, that could be another massive dent to their title chances, which are already dented enough. So yeah, I think the first goal will tell a big story in this game and how it ends up. But yeah, lots of goals, I reckon. Lots of goals.
Yeah, I mean, both Norwich and Wolves managed to beat Man City this year, so it is possible to beat them. And Chelsea is a much better side than both of those two teams. So if they take their chances, then anything can happen. But yeah, they really need to take those chances and exploit the weaknesses in City's defense.
Yeah.
But like overall, despite them losing, City played so well against Liverpool, just dominating the midfield. So I would expect them to do the exact same thing against Chelsea, and then it's a matter of like who's going to convert the chances, and those that do will end up winning the game.
So we'll move on to the little bit of a chat about the January transfer window. Considering we don't have anything much in the news with Arsenal and Liverpool, I thought it would be a fun idea if we could play manager. And I don't know, set up some like realistic scenarios as to what you would do if you were Jurgen Klopp in the January window, and what I would do during the January window for Arsenal. But I want a lot of realism here. What could actually happen?
All right.
So yeah, I guess you can kick it off if you like, mate.
I think the only thing that could like realistically happen for Liverpool in the January transfer window is Adam Lallana going to China or something like that.
Yeah.
Because his contract is expiring. Been some noise that he's not happy with the playing time. Not that he's like unhappy at the club, but he's a competitive guy and he wants to be playing football for the next couple of years. And he doesn't get a lot of game time at Liverpool. And so he's very likely to leave in the summer. So it could potentially be that we sell him now in January to bring in a couple of million. So I guess we'll just see with that. And incoming, Klopp is not really the sort of type who buys a lot of players in January. And we just won the Champions League, we're leading the Premier League pretty good. So I think he's just going to have faith in the squad to be able to bring home the title this year and not buy any players, because that sends the wrong signal to his existing players.
Are you not worried though, because you have quite a thin squad? If the likes of Salah, Mane, even some of your centre midfielders, Van Dijk, if they get injury problems, would you not want to bring in some more squad players?
I mean, if Van Dijk gets injured, then we could be in for a bit of trouble. Both Salah and Robertson are out for this weekend, so it's going to be very interesting to see how we cope with that, because one of the things Liverpool have been incredibly good at is get the best 11 playing every single week. Pretty much without any injuries for like the last 3 years. I think downgrading from Van Dijk would be the biggest difference for Liverpool. But at the same time, the other centre-backs we have at the club are all pretty good, like Premier League standard players. Matip was sensational last year. I still think Joe Gomez is an absolutely fantastic centre-back, and he's going to have a very, very big future. This season he's been a bit under par, but I think it's mainly like a confidence issue that comes with young players, and now he just needs to sort of stick his head down and get to work done, and he'll be back to the form he was at. And offensively, I mean, Origi scored some fantastic and very important goals last year. We managed to beat Barcelona 4-0 without Salah, and I think also Firmino was missing for that game. So the team is able to deliver even when missing their best players. But of course, if many of them get injured at the same time, and then that can upset things, because the quality drops slightly when the best players are missing, that's for sure. And of course it does, because they are some of the world's best players.
And Arsenal. What to do with Arsenal?
Sell the whole squad.
I guess I've got the Arsenal squad up here just so I can remember what players we have. But I think it's funny that on the website they've got Martinelli down as a midfielder, so it's good to see. They even know their players very well. I don't know. Realistically, nothing will probably happen. That's generally how Arsenal deal in the January transfer window. That's kind of how most teams deal. They do all their stuff in the summer. So if I was in charge, I'd really be looking at getting a new centre back. And I don't mean like someone of the standard of like Socrates or a Louise or a Holding. Like, we need one of the best centre backs in the world, because we got so many centre backs that are like just pretty standard, okay, defenders. And yeah, we need someone, of the caliber of a Van Dijk or a Koulibaly.
Good luck finding another Van Dijk. Grow on trees.
No.
Or exist at all, I think. So.
No, they don't. And I guess what I'm trying to say is we need kind of someone in that like top 5, top 10 caliber of the world. Like, it's been way too long since we've had that. So that would be one of the first things I would try and do. Secondly, I'd be looking for a centre attacking midfielder. We're really lacking some creativity when Ozil's not in the team. I don't really like Ozil that much. I want someone like Ozil that can actually work hard.
A 10-year younger version. Also.
Yeah, and someone that just runs around the pitch a bit more. So, the most perfect person I can think of is like a De Bruyne.
Yeah.
He's perfect, but obviously we're not going to get someone like him. I'm not 100% who's out there. There was a little bit of chat of the Ajax guy. I think his name's Ziyech or something.
Oh yeah, he's a brilliant player. I really can't believe that no one bought him this summer after that incredible season he had at Ajax.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe someone like him would be good. So that would be the second change I would make. They're like the two big signings I would make. And then in terms of selling, I'm going through the squad now. You have to get rid of one of our centre backs, cash in on one of them. Maybe like a Mustafi would be good.
Should bring in about 100 million pounds, right? Since he's
very good. Yeah, he's very good player. He's been good lately, actually.
Yeah.
He's only had one bad game this season, but that's in the Europa League. So
progress.
Yeah, I think he's worth a lot, mate.
Yeah.
So I'll probably get rid of him. Other than that, there's obviously a lot of chat surrounding Torreira and Xhaka going. I think Xhaka will go. It's only a real logical scenario, I think, that makes sense. So he'll go, and then I would replace him with, I don't know, I don't think we need any more defensive midfielders. I think we have enough at the club already, but there will be a problem if we get rid of Torreira too. I'll be very upset if we get rid of Torreira.
Is there any reason why anyone would want to get rid of him?
The only reason is if you keep Emery at the club and he keeps playing as a number 10, then there's no point in having him there because he's a liability if he's playing number 10. So hopefully he stays. Other than that, I think I would leave it all basically the same, mate. Maybe El Neni's out on loan. We might sell him, or he might be loaned somewhere else. But I'd love to see Xhaka go and like the stuff.
If I were the manager and if I were to bring in someone, it would have to be like a left back. Because I am a bit worried that one day Milner's legs are going to go, and at that stage you want to have another left back in to be backup for Robertson. At the same time, it is pretty difficult to buy players to be backup players because they know they're not going to start ahead of Robertson. So are you really going to get a good player at an affordable price who's happy to sit on the bench? That's a tricky proposition. So, but that would at least be an area where I think we're a lot weaker when Robertson is not playing. If two of our forwards, both Salah and Mane, get injured at the same time, or Firmino, then we would be in a lot more trouble. But as long as it's just one of them, I think we can cope because the other two are just so good. Long term, it would be good to have another forward in there, but at the same time, he would either be fifth choice or he would push Origi down to fifth choice. And I think Origi is good enough to be fourth choice because he had that incredible season last year. And he would have a very tough time accepting going down to the fifth choice. So yeah, I don't really see us doing anything, but that is another position where it would be good to have some more depth.
Cool, and I'd also like to state that I don't think it really matters who we bring in. Obviously, it'll make us better, but I think the main thing we need to do is get rid of Emery. So I don't want to be that Arsenal fan that says, "Oh, if we get these two signings, then we're going to win the league." Like, I'm not that stupid. I think the first thing to do is get rid of the manager. I think it should have happened already, but I don't want to keep talking about this. So, what we have next for everyone is our rants of the week. So, mate, you want to talk a little bit about international football, which I'm sure everyone will agree with.
Yeah, so I absolutely love international football. Actually, I absolutely hate international football. I think it's the worst idea in sports, besides the World Cup. The World Cup is a lot of fun. So I just wish that they would have a very big World Cup and the boring teams start playing early against the other low-ranked teams. And then you need to sort of progress all the way to the end and just start doing that with the FIFA ranking they currently have. And it would be so much better, because then you can skip all the boring games and start watching when it's fun and every game matters. But this whole qualification things is just annoying. It's a break from club football, which is what I'm really passionate about. So I really wish they would just stop playing these games. Or alternatively, another solution could be to play all the international games over let's say 1.5 months during the summer, something like that. And then just have club football for the rest of the year. That would be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I kind of see it. I still like it. I think there's a place for it. And I don't think it would be good to have it just for the World Cup, because people love watching their countries play. It's a good opportunity, especially for smaller countries too, who don't get to see their players play up against some of the big players. Like for me, obviously, like Australia playing England or Spain or whatever. It's really fun when your team gets to play some of the best footballers in the world. I think there's a place for it, but the scheduling is what makes me upset. It's the breaks. I mean, I just think there should be if they're going to have a break, do it for a whole month, get all the games out of the way,
exactly.
and then go back to club football. Or I think ideally do it between the seasons, so the season just keeps going. The break is it's so infuriating.
It would be a lot better for the teams too, because then the players can actually play together, get coached, and improve as a team. Because now it's you only have a couple of days, you play together, then you play a game, then you need to rest, then you play another game, and then you're back to the club football. So they're never really able to build up any real cohesion. So it would be better even for the quality of the football that you're then able to watch. So I think it's a better solution overall for everyone.
Yeah, I don't understand why they do it this way. But my rant of the week is about VAR once again. I mean, I think you ranted about this a couple of weeks ago, but mine's more about how to fix VAR. And I think all these, I've listened to a lot of podcasts and football shows, and it sounds like everyone thinks the magical solution is for the referee to go over to the touchline and to view it on the screen. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing or it wouldn't improve it, but I don't think, how is going over to a TV, the referee going over to a TV and watching it themselves, going to be the magical solution that's going to make it a lot better? I think at the end of the day, we just want the right decision. So I don't think it matters where you are. If you've got someone up in wherever they're positioned up in the box, or the VAR people who decide the decisions now, they've just got to get the right people in there.
Yeah.
If they get the right people in there, then we'll get better decisions and everyone will be happy.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. The referees are a team. Let them be a team, not the big referee making all the decisions.
Yeah, it just makes me. I was getting very infuriated when all these experts, are saying if they just go up to the touchline, it's going to fix everything. It's no, we're humans. There's always going to be a mistake. There's so many examples, in cricket, rugby, of having an official upstairs that it works. Once they look at the video, it works.
Yeah. Do it in American football too?
Yeah.
Brilliant there. Why not copy what they do in the other sports?
Exactly. They're just getting it they've got the wrong people in the box. I don't know I heard the guy that made the fluff in the Arsenal Crystal Palace game and ruled that Callum Chambers had fouled someone. apparently he literally never refed a Premier League game before or anything close to the standard. So they've obviously got the wrong people up there, which is evident by the calls. So why don't we just get the right people up there and make the right decisions? Simple as that.
I don't necessarily think that the people in the VAR studio have to have been referees. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about looking at what happens and then making a decision based on it.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, sure, it probably have you should obviously know the rules and know them pretty good, because some things is a bit tricky to decide, like the handball rule. And best example is when the beach ball came onto Liverpool's field and Sunderland struck it and the ball went into the goal, which should have been disqualified if the referee had known the rules, but he didn't. So people need to know the rules. But besides that, I don't think you actually need to have been a referee in order to make good decisions when you're watching video replays.
So yeah, let's just, I don't know, I think we just get better people in the VAR studio, and surely that, I mean, there's always going to be mistakes, isn't there? There's always going to be human error. People are going to make mistakes. Like the offside rule is incredibly hard to judge at the moment. But yeah, let's just get better people up in there, because they're making some terrible decisions.
Let's move on. So trading places with someone in sports. Yeah, that's a tricky one. Do you have anything for me this week? Because I need to think about something to ask you.
No, that's all right. My one was actually Jurgen Klopp, mate. So you're best mate. I was wondering, mate, if you were Jurgen Klopp and a club a massive club, probably the biggest club I could think of is Barcelona. They came to you. You're Jurgen Klopp. They came to you and they said, mate, would you like to come to Barcelona? What would you do?
No. Enough said.
Enough said. Not interested.
And that is exactly the same thing that Jurgen Klopp would say too. I mean, he turned down Manchester United because the pitch from Woodward was this is like you're being in Disneyland. You just point at the stuff you want and you get it. And Klopp said in his autobiography that he was really turned off by that sales pitch. He's a builder and not a Mourinho type of manager who just loves getting that big budget and buying anyone he points at. So for Klopp to manage a club, I think he really needs to enjoy the project of building something. And I also think he very much enjoys the challenge of taking a fallen giant like Liverpool and trying to restore them to the top of the football world, rather than taking over someone who's still pretty much at the top, like Barcelona or Real Madrid, despite them having a bit of a downturn lately. So yeah, I think he would say no, and I'm also not even sure if he would ever take over Bayern Munich, because they are also just so dominant in the German Bundesliga. So I think he would find it a bit boring to just have the biggest budget, best players and everything, and then just going out and winning league titles. That's not what he's all about.
Interesting. Very interesting. I mean, they're a massive club. Surely you think about it. He's done a lot with Liverpool already. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, his contract is up in 2022, I think. So we'll see what happens then. But I can see him taking over Germany. But besides that, I think he might actually consider retiring early, like he said that he's considering it. So we'll see. So I guess if you were Mourinho taking over Tottenham, can you think of any changes you would try to make to sort of turn around a ship that's been going badly and players who are happy? Would you take them out for dinner or give them a day off, or any ideas about what you would do to sort of turn around the atmosphere and make the ship go?
I'm not sure, mate. I honestly haven't. I've only watched Tottenham play once this year, and that was against Arsenal. I think they just need a complete refresh. So yeah, I'm not sure what that looks like. Whether you bring new players in, I don't know. I guess his first task is to figure out where the problem lies. Is it a certain player or players that are creating a bad atmosphere? Who's and talk to the players themselves and what they think. It'd be good to talk to their captain, I guess, or their captain group, whatever they have, their leadership group, and figure out what is going wrong. And then go from there. It's hard to speak from myself because I haven't watched much of them this season. But there's obviously some sort of unrest there, and I guess he's just got to get to the bottom of that as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, and especially since you don't necessarily know like what the mood is like inside the dressing room. Like there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that you don't really get insight to unless you're a part of the club. So I guess if one knew that, it would be easier.
You know that they're doing a documentary. The Tottenham are doing like one of those Amazon Prime Video documentaries, like Man City did a couple of years ago. I cannot wait to see that come out. That'll be awesome. It's so good that Mourinho is going to be in.
Mourinho coming in with some quotes and stuff. That's going to be pretty legendary.
Can't wait.
Moving on to the next section, our Nostradamus Prophecy, where we make a fearless prediction about the week ahead in football or further ahead into the future.
Yeah. So mine is Leicester won't win this weekend, which I think is quite fearless considering the run that they're on at the moment. So from memory, I think they're playing Brighton away.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I think they were obviously very good from what I saw against Arsenal. But I'm not sure. I think there are some chinks in their armour. And I think, I don't know, they're all going on such a good run. They might be not as cohesive coming back from the international break. Brighton have been very good at home in the last, most of the season. So yeah, I'm going to say that Leicester won't win this week.
That's an interesting one. We'll see if Jamie Vardy is pulling this one off and having a party at the end of it. My prediction for the week is that Manchester United will not be able to beat Sheffield United. So they should be pretty big favourites for this one. Yes, Martial and Rashford in the attack again, so that should make them a lot more exciting going forward than what they were when Martial was injured. But Sheffield United, they have surprised everyone so far this year. Being placed, I can't remember if it's 5th or 6th since I haven't looked at the league table now for 2 weeks. I just know Liverpool's on top. So at some point I expect them to fall off, but I believe in Manchester United's ability to pull off a win here. So that's my prophecy for the week.
Yeah, no, I like it, and that kind of runs on to what I see as the value bet of the week. So basically similar prediction to you. So I've gone Sheffield United draw no bet, which is at 257 was the best odds that I could find. That was on Tuesday though, so a few days ago. I'm not sure what it would be at now. But yeah, I think I just can't see Man United getting the 3 points here. I think they're just such a well-run team. Sheffield United, their defence is solid as it gets. They've got a great system there. And Man United, I think their attack is not the greatest. So, I think there won't be many goals here either. I think a nice bet, I don't know what the odds are, but like under 2 goals or something like that.
All right. So I'm going to reveal a pick that we made for CBS for this week, and that is Manchester City versus Chelsea. And the pick there is that Manchester City are going to win that game. So good luck with that one. All right. So moving on, it's time for some Premier League fantasy football talk. So let's bring up our teams and have a look at what that looks like.
Yeah, so this week I've gone with Aubameyang as my captain. No, Arsenal aren't doing that great. We've got Southampton at home, and I think even though they haven't been playing that great, Aubameyang is scoring a lot of goals. So I've got him as my captain with Mane as vice. Transfers I've made this week, I took out Peters. I think his name's Eric Peters from Burnley. He's stopped starting for them now. So I took him out and put in Lundstram from Sheffield United. But yeah, I'm sure you'll be looking at my team now so you can see the rest of them, but they're like the notable things that I've gone with this week.
Welcome to the Lundstram train.
Yeah, they'll probably start failing now that I've got him.
Yeah. So it's been a while since I looked at this, so I haven't made my transfers for the week yet. But one of the players I put into the team 2 rounds ago was Mendy, and then he plays in the Champions League and he doesn't get a start in the Premier League, which I find pretty weird. So one of the things I will be considering is swapping in potentially Edison, potentially Angelino from Andy to sort of have. I always want to have 3 City players in my team because they're still going to beat so many teams. So still undecided on that one. We'll see what I end up doing in the end. Then I'm also considering getting rid of Raheem Sterling, since he's just been on such terrible form for the club lately. With the whole incident with Gomez over the international break, where he took a chokehold on him and stuff like that. It seems like maybe his head isn't in completely the right space right now. But overall, like, he's an absolutely fantastic footballer, and he is going to score a lot of goals and get a lot of assists over like an entire season. But I think I might just take him out for now and put in someone like Jamie Vardy. That's like the big thing that I've been considering, like getting Vardy into my team. Because Leicester City have just such an easy schedule going forward. So even though I don't necessarily believe they are going to win all of those games, it just seems like incredible value to have Jamie Vardy into the team for that sequence. Because I did also notice that they have been outperforming their expected goals by a lot, like 5 goals. So they are on a pretty hot streak at the moment, and it's not going to last forever. But at the same time, they have such an easy schedule, so they should keep picking up points over like the next 5-6 games too. You want to be in an upright Jamie Vardy trade.
I think the thing with Sterling is that he's obviously a very good player, but it's his price, isn't it? That isn't the most unattractive thing. He's not really providing value, I guess.
No, he did it in the beginning of the season, but lately, I mean, he just hasn't been scoring goals, and he needs to score goals. And also, you can never be sure with Manchester City whether those expensive players are going to stop or not. It's basically only Kevin De Bruyne and Edison, when injury free, that you can be absolutely certain about. And then I guess Aguero starts most of the games too, but even there, sometimes there's a bit of uncertainty. So it's a tricky one.
Yes. So I guess that's all we had for you guys today. So we'll finish off with the quiz answer. What did you think it was, mate?
I'm going to go Manchester United on this one.
Yeah, you're correct, mate. I thought it was Arsenal, which was stupid of me because they tend to have scored a lot of goals over the past decades. So I thought it was maybe them, but I was completely wrong. The cool thing about it was in the 05-06 season that they scored their 1,000th goal, and it was Cristiano Ronaldo. Funny enough, another feather to his cap. And then the same player, Cristiano Ronaldo, also scored Fergie's 2,000th goal as manager. Oh. So that's what a cool little statistic there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It also says a lot that Fergie has managed to get to 2,000 Premier League goals. That's a lot.
Yeah, he's the man.
All right. So thank you guys for watching us this week. You can also find this episode at various podcast places like Overcast. You can download it on iTunes. If you like the podcast that we're doing, then please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. So then we know if we know people like it, we'll keep making good stuff like this. And if you have anything that you would like us to cover on the show, or have any questions for us, then write it in the comments below this video. We will answer. We always answer. Thank you for now.
See you guys.